Hello, everyone. This is Bryan from For One Reason or Another. This isn't how an episode usually starts, but I wanted to say something just real quick. Our good friend Josh is actually in the hospital right now. He's having some troubles, so we just want to ask everybody to, keep him in your prayers, keep him in your hearts, and just let's hope he gets better. So thanks. Let's get on with the podcast. Hello, and welcome to For One Reason or Another, our gaming podcast where we talk about, games, news, stuff, deals,
other irrelevant garbage,
fun things.
Dumb things. I talk about dumb things.
Kind of go into the same category, really.
My name is Bryan. I'm here with Randy.
Hello.
Mitch. And not Aaron, because
that's the noise you would probably make.
I can't even pretend to make it. But let's go in and see how fast we can actually get through topics without Aaron though. We might be amazed.
Well,
maybe we don't need him.
I miss him already.
Good old Aaron got fired. And then he got I don't want to say unfired, but he got a new job.
Yeah. So
I think it's worse though.
He actually went from a crappy employer to an even worse employer.
I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I guess I can see how
he was already scraping the bottom of the barrel. Now he has burst through the barrel.
And it's even worse because we're like, what are your hours? I work this day, and the next day, and the next day.
And the day after that.
Forever.
Aaron.
They actually affixed a ball and chain to my ankle. I can never leave the store.
I was going to say, I don't think he's leaving.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He actually doesn't have a cot in the back.
We should just...
They share a flour sack.
All right, remote podcast. Aaron's workplace.
We can do it in the bathroom.
Getting him fired edition.
We just have to get coffee. That way they can't tell us.
No, that's how we get him fired. Is that we're just there at the front, just bothering people, and then talking about video games.
Not recording it. Though,
in the middle of a. No, we talk about video games and record it, and it's in the middle of the thing. That's our new avant-garde masterpiece.
All right, I'm down.
Speaking of avant-garde, I don't think it's on your list, but have you heard of D4? Dark Dreams Don't Die.
I have heard of it. Yes.
Xbox One.
Yes.
Exclusive, made by Sweary, who made Deadly Premonition.
Right. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Weirdest games ever. That might get a PC release. I heard.
Really?
That's interesting. Well, that doesn't.
Intriguing.
That actually doesn't surprise me because it is Microsoft published, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're doing this whole Windows 10,
and I
Xbox
really hope that it happens
unification thing.
Because I loved Deadly Premonition. I try to play it, but my PC doesn't like it because it's kind of awfully optimized.
Too spooky.
No, it's just bad in that it'll freeze randomly. And everything is so wrong about that game, and yet it's so endearing because the map that they give you, the zoom out is so tiny that if you're and the map itself is huge. So if you're like, I need to go a place that's across town, you can't really just look and put a waypoint then, because that's modern gameism. That doesn't make sense. Instead, you gotta kind of say, I gotta take a left at this place and then a right here, and then
so you actually kind of have to become familiar with the town.
Yeah,
I like that.
And all the save points there, you can't save manually. You have to save at phones, and phones are strewn across the place. So, but the thing is that I have I can only play it in windowed mode. If I try to play full screen, it kills itself. But I've got a window of it, a giant map in the background, the little side quest homepage thing for doing dumb side quests, because the side quests are more interesting. Because the town it's just Twin Peaks. Mm-hmm. They try to deny that. They're like, I've never heard of this. What is this double spire thing that you're talking about? And then eventually they're just like, yeah, it's kind of Twin Peaksy. And so the town stuff is interesting. So I have the side quests, and then in a notepad, just a giant letters, save often, because there's no autosave, and I've lost a lot of. No, it's not. It's not really difficult at all. It's just the game actively tries to fight you. But to say that, so they said, hey, he's making a new game, and it's Xbox One exclusive, and it's it's episodic, and they're like, here's the first.
I heard it didn't sell too well either.
That's the thing. It's here's the first episode, and if we do well, we'll make more. And it's no, because it leaves on a cliffhanger, and it's so interesting. Why Sweary? So if it gets on the PC, I will be super, super excited.
Well, we know what Mitch has been playing.
No, actually, I haven't been playing that.
Deadly Premonition?
Yeah, I've been playing Deadly Premonition.
That's what I meant.
Isn't that kind of all you've been playing?
That's what I meant.
No, actually.
No.
Oh, you've been playing your
week,
3DS.
Not just that. I've been doing a lot of stuff. It's spring break.
Ooh. Oh, ooh.
Last week,
yeah, that's
Titanfall DLC was free. I don't know if it's still free for a while, but yeah, on Origin, and I think on the Xbox. I think it started with Xbox and then went to the PC as well. It was like Titanfall DLC, all the map packs and stuff are all free, and so a couple of my friends were like, "Hey, do you want to buy this? It's only $20." And so I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And I don't know, Titanfall's fun, especially if you have friends that actively want to play it.
I think that's the thing.
I can imagine that.
I don't think I would have gotten it if it was just like, do I want to play this game?
That's what it looks like to me.
Whenever I had that Xbox One, I played Titanfall a lot, but I kind of was just by myself, and no one else really had an Xbox One at the time, so it got kind of boring after a while. But,
yeah, Attrition is fun, and
they didn't have any maps or anything.
They
at the time,
added
too.
a new thing called Frontier Defense, which is like a horde mode where you had to like defend a thing and fight against AI-controlled Titans and all that. It's really
kind of awesome.
It's intense. Like there's these things called nuke Titans that blow up when they get damaged enough, and they just run straight to your thing and then try to blow themselves up. And it's like, okay, the first wave, there's none of them. It's just infantry. The next one, here's a few nuke Titans. Towards the end, it's like, here's 20. All right, good luck. And I'm just like, oh,
game over.
Oh, it's not. It's fun, but it's also not fun in that way of just like, gosh, this is terrifying.
It's fun in the sense that you bald prematurely.
Yeah. I don't tear my hair out, but man,
yet
there's a lot of swearing.
You don't tear your hair out yet.
But what else? Yeah, The World Ends With You. I just restarted that. It's freaking amazing. I heard actually recently, and they had an iOS and Android app for that, but they pulled it, the iOS one, because some update to the iOS system, I think it was 8 or something, ruined it. And so they're like, we'll fix it. And then eventually they're just like, nope, we're pulling it until we can actually really fix it.
I don't have an iPhone anymore, but when I downloaded iOS 8, I had a 4S, and the slowdown was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
My phone was like basically unusable.
And honestly, I don't know if I would recommend The World Ends With You on a single thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried it, so I can't say, oh, it's awful. But man, it really does everything right with the DS. Like all the attacking is all swiping and like using it, and all the things that you have, it like you can change your style up kind of like constantly, and you have to for a few things. It's just everything about that game. It makes me mad that Kingdom Hearts is a thing, because that could be a thing instead.
Right.
Why? That's all I want. I want Kingdom Hearts to be finished, so more The World Ends With You can be made.
It's Square's got an interesting relationship with Nintendo in the fact that they keep making these like one-offs for their handhelds. There's The World Ends With You, then Bravely Default. Those are the two that immediately come to mind.
Was Bravely Default Square Enix?
Yeah.
Aren't they coming out with a sequel?
That is getting a sequel, so that's
I can't even. It has a dumb name, if I remember correctly.
Bravely Second.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
Yeah, Bravely Second. What kind of name is that?
Also,
it's the second game. I know, that's what kind of name it is.
It just sounds
dumb.
dumb.
Why analyze it? There's no analyzing it.
Yeah, it's
to the point.
It's just silly.
They don't need to explain themselves.
It's gross.
Brian. They don't
gross.
need to see your trial.
It's a very grody name.
Oh, it's silicon.
You are improperly using adjectives here, and we should move on to relevant conversation topics.
Okay, what have you been playing then?
I actually just got Xbox Live back for the first time in ages. And I don't really have any games. I have I have Borderlands 2 and Dark Souls on my Xbox, and then I have Mirror's Edge, Lost Planet, and Modern Warfare 3. So I've kind of been playing Modern Warfare 3 online.
What a casual.
I am sorry.
Yeah.
2 Call of Duties ago, there was this game that existed called Modern Warfare 3.
I mean, honestly, it's still kind of, as far as what it is, it holds up. But is that a good thing? Not really. And there's still actually, people actively playing it, and they've actually somehow gotten douchier.
I'm sure that a lot of, hackers and stuff have now stayed. That's what I remember the PC version of Modern Warfare 2 was like. It was like, yeah, you can finally play Modern Warfare 2. That was the one that everyone loved, except that on PC, everybody is hacking or doing
That's how it was whenever Modern Warfare 2 first came out.
Modern Warfare 2 was so good.
It was so good when it first came out because whenever you held a care package, you moved faster, and you could like run around with a javelin and shoot the ground. And there were so many so many crazy glitches that people abused.
The models.
Yes. People would just snipe you. There were like 5 or 6 different like class subtypes like that were accidentally built in the game that people just kind of gravitated towards.
I never got that far into Modern Warfare 2. I got it in 4.
I played it a lot.
I got far enough in 4 to get the FNP90, and I was like, yeah.
I never dove in.
I never used it.
I've never dove into 4. I started with World at War, actually. So Modern Warfare 2 was a big step up.
Excuse me, I started with 2, and I never played it
I did
online.
play Call of Duty 2 way back when, but online experience.
World at War, as far as the online experience, I think kind of surpasses Modern Warfare 2 as far as like the versatility of it, because I feel like the level design was a lot cooler, and because the weapons weren't necessarily like all automatic weapons, there was kind of a little bit more challenge with it, like a little bit more attention to the gameplay, and the fact that there were vehicles in some modes, if I do remember.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like World at War was kind of its own beast. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I don't think I ever played it.
No, World at War was fun.
No, I think I played the campaign at some point.
The campaign wasn't bad. I mean, that was the first one with Reznov, who was the guy that haunted him in Black Ops.
Then yes,
but I mean, look at it from my experience. I had been stuck with World War II shooters the whole time because I missed 4. So anytime I'd play like a shooter like that, it was World War II. So when I got Modern Warfare 2 and dove into something more modern, it was like mind blown. I was like, holy crap, this is the greatest thing ever. I was also in middle school.
That explains more.
That's weird. That's whenever you say things like that, it always kind of messes with me. I forgot that there's like a 5-year difference between us.
That's the end of our
I played Final Fantasy 13 in middle school.
Now let's start talking about hardcore games. You guys play Dwarf Fortress?
No.
Yeah.
I actually do know about Dwarf Fortress.
I love not being able to see things.
I've never played
that sounds really dumb.
It's my turn, isn't it?
I don't know. Do we care about what you've been playing?
Well, I finally beat Dark Souls.
Nice.
So now, in my anticipation of Bloodborne, which comes out Tuesday, I have been playing and preparing for it with Civ 5.
Demon's Souls.
Lots of Civ 5.
What? You don't want Galactic, whatever it was? Beyond Earth?
No.
What happened to that? I remember there was so much hype regarding that.
It just wasn't as good. It was like smaller based. It was, and I mean, because part of the cool thing about Civilization is that you choose from all these great leaders and great real civilizations. And this, it's just you and a bunch of stuff that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah. I feel
it's
like
just
that
not.
was...
It's just. It doesn't have the charm.
It'd been cool if they sort of like made rich backstories for like all these different potential.
That would have been cool,
like
but
but it's also it's like the one thing that you usually do in Civ 5 is like do the world map and then kind of do world stuff, like have people in similar places and see where it goes on your own, and then you're like, man, China took over the half of Russia. This thing is weird. Isn't it funny that these things are different? And that it's just like, here's space. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's
Crusader King.
Yeah, that would kind of take
a lot of people really dug a Crusader Kings 2 mod for Game of Thrones, which like made that Game of Thrones, which is kind of neat because Crusader Kings is all about succession and I got to give people the land and assassinate these people so my heir can grow into that. So it kind of like ties into Game of Thrones, but once you got past like the main people's lineage and like all those story things, it just kind of becomes another Crusader Kings in a land that you don't really care for.
Right. The other thing I've been doing is diving back into Skyrim modding.
Really?
There's this new one.
I thought we were done with the casual stuff.
No,
after we
never,
talked about
never, ever.
I feel like this is like at least the second or third time we've talked about Skyrim modding.
Probably. But there's this new one.
Not the good stuff.
Is it really new, Bryan?
There's this new one out called
porn yet?
Natural Lighting and Aesthetics, and oh god, the game looks.
Bryan, have you seen the natural lighting and aesthetics of the world outside of your front door?
No.
Skyrim pales in comparison to that tree.
That's not a tree. That's just
Mitch.
That's just a wood door.
Suspension of disbelief.
That is just a wood door.
Well,
yeah, whatever.
Look at the HD texture of that door.
Yeah,
you can
door
feel it. You can't feel Skyrim.
That's the thing that Skyrim's all about. Is like, man, door texture, this wood texture, this ground of dirt. Those are the mods that I can't get into when people are like, man, this patch of grass, it's so lazy and dumb. We should make it like 15,000 more pixels.
It's kind of like a J.R.R. Tolkien.
I'm not big on textures. I like lighting, and like when it comes to grass and stuff, I like the ones that make it more. I want to say real, but like when you see grass in Skyrim, it's either just your usual paved over texture of the ground, or there's like a piece here and a piece here, and that's it. I like the ones that just cover it.
I just want stupid Macho Men dragons all the way.
I want to convert all of the grass to tiny moving hermit crabs.
I think maybe not all of them Macho Men, some of them, and then the rest Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes.
I think Alduin should be Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine led by Alduin the Macho Man.
Yes. That's official lore.
Macho Men.
Like Bethesda officially supports that. Thanks, guys. When's
all right.
Fallout 4 happening?
The C3. I promise. It's going to happen. Also, The Last Guardian's coming out this year.
No, it'll just be like, here's Skyrim 2.
I think Half-Life 3 is going to come out before The Last Guardian.
I don't know about that. All right. Into the news. Number 1. This is from GameSpot. Kojima's leaving Konami and Metal Gear.
Oh, no. We saw that coming.
Apparently, Konami and Kojima Productions are in a fallout, and this has led to senior Kojima staff having restricted access, not being able to go to like promotions for Metal Gear Solid, and they're now essentially contracted in like contractors instead of permanent employees.
Really?
So,
no. This does not bode well.
GameSpot talked to a source from them, and that apparently when the Phantom Pain is finished, the management of Kojima Productions will disband.
So does that mean that this is going to be the end, or
it's the end of Kojima at Konami, which probably essentially means it's the end of Konami.
But I mean, what does this mean for Metal Gear, though?
I don't know. Either they run it into the ground or find somebody good.
Yeah, I mean, Metal Gear. Kojima said that he wanted to end Metal Gear on 5 because that would close the gap, but I mean, that never happens.
Right.
Every time he says I want to quit, they bring him back in. So maybe this is finally like,
he's like
maybe he can't. Maybe we'll get an actual good ending. Like
on another.
He's kind of like Miyamoto for Konami in that they just force him to live and work for them for the rest of his.
He like dies and they just shock him and he's like, oh god,
Metal Gear,
someone gotta save me.
But what's gonna happen with Silent Hills?
I didn't even think about that.
Ow.
I'm sorry.
That's another thing.
Something's weird about this though is like as of April 1st, Kojima's not being there. That's the only evidence that I have that this might be something
fake,
strange, just because it's on that. But there's a lot of overwhelming evidence. They've like on Konami's like YouTube channel, they changed it instead of saying like Hideo Kojima game at the top. They took it out. Like that's no longer on top of there. So someone said that that Kojima Productions is changing into like Konami West Los Angeles or something like that. It's very strange.
Honestly, now that I didn't even think about the fact that this could be just another Kojima ploy.
It could be.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Kojima's leaving and he's keeping what was the guy that wasn't Kojima? Morgan.
No,
something?
the one that had like the bandaged head.
Yes.
CG or no? Real or CG?
Dang it!
God, that was
this
good.
Is important.
That was a good one. The whole Moby Dick Studios thing and all of it was brilliant on their part. I'll give them props on that.
Joaquin Morgan, I think it was.
I don't even know, but that was such a good time to be on the internet when that was going on.
I believe it was TGS where they said the Metal Gear collection, and people said, "What? There's an HD collection that's already out. Why is this? Is this going to be like the version of the game that comes out for?" Dang it! I'm trying to understand this. great, these things were from hours ago, and I don't care. Do you remember when that? I believe it was. Yeah, it was TGS this year. You can cut me mumbling a little. Now I'm just gonna.
You don't even know where you're going.
I'm just gonna stutter. No, in 2014 they had for TGS they showed off some demo stuff. That was where they showed the first time. It was like, you can have a puppy. Here's more open stuff. You can change the world.
The good old eye patch wolf.
And now introducing the Metal Gear Solid collection, and it was actually like a fashion line.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I remember that.
That was the time to be alive, because I just watched stream chat go, is this really happening? Am I dreaming this right now? That was no.
Kojima is brilliance.
Yeah. You gotta.
He is a brilliant man. His PR team is brilliant as well.
There is some good ideas coming out of that man. I mean, I wish that there was a lot more gameplay to Metal Gear Solid 4, but when there was, it really held together.
Mm-hmm.
If there weren't 90-minute cutscenes between every time that I got to play for 30 minutes.
And when the controls completely changed for the final boss battle.
Really?
Don't worry about it.
Did you not play it?
No.
Oh yeah, at the end of the game, spoilers. Are you okay with spoilers for it?
No.
Are you ever going to play it?
I'm going to play it. I mean, I have it at my house. I just haven't really worked my way to it.
Do you care?
I mean, yeah, I care.
Okay, then I'm not going to spoil it.
All right. You mean, yeah, do I care?
At the end of the game, you fight Metal Gears with your bare hands. You turn into you just grow large and then times 4.
Why do I feel like these are actually the spoilers you're about to tell me?
Old Snake and Raiden perform the fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z and combine into an ultimate being.
This is some of the best fan fiction. We need to start writing. Quit our job. Start writing now.
I don't have a job, so I'm halfway there.
Only I could write.
All right, number 2. This is from IGN and The Verge. There's a bunch of Nintendo news going on.
Ooh.
So we're gonna go into little subcategories. A, Nintendo's going mobile. They've made a smartphone deal with a company called DNA, which is DENA. They're sneaky there. With the first game scheduled to come in fall of 2015, and it's not going to be ports. So we're not going to see like a port of, say, Super Mario Bros. From the NES days or anything modern. It's going to be completely new stuff for mobile.
Because they don't want money. They just,
right.
That would be.
However, exciting. I can say that a new Pokemon game on smartphone is going to make bank. I have zero doubt.
I would, yeah.
There's no way it won't.
The only fear is then the pay for content that would go along with that, because
I feel like if they just charge like $5-10 for it, they're solid.
Yeah, I was shocked when I was looking at my Android for games that a lot of stuff, like Square Enix has a lot of the Final Fantasy games and Dragon Quest on there, and they're like $5 to $20.
They're more expensive than a normal smartphone game, but they're a lot cheaper than what they would be on console.
I mean, KOTOR just came out.
Right.
My friend loves playing that. He's like, it actually works really well, and I'm like, that's surprising. So I'm sure that although I don't know, because I don't think I'd like Super Mario. I hate games on the Android that have the
touchpad.
It's always too loose for
the controller.
The virtual controller.
It's not
always
tight
crap.
enough.
That's why I think Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest work, because they're turn-based.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why Pokemon would work too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
That would be a lot. And then we're like, yeah, I know, we're just going to regurgitate.
And that could also kind of research the age group for Pokemon too, because it would clearly be directed at
because
a more
all the kids
audience.
play on smartphones now.
Yeah. I feel like we'd be regurgitating all the ideas from the forums from, I don't know, forever ago. But with Wi-Fi, you could battle people there or trade things or pass people on the street and see and have their Pokemon or stuff like that. And if they really wanted to go the scummy route, they could just have you pay for each Pokeball. Master Ball, $5.
Yeah.
You can get as much as you want.
And still offer them in-game as regular items, but just have the...
No, don't do that at all. Just be like,
just have the option.
Oh, man, your Pokemon's fainted. Do you want to go to the Poke thing and
wait 24 hours or
buy this?
What if they actually make you pay to go to the Pokemon Center?
I'm going to kill myself a little.
All right. They also announced that they have a new console that they're working on.
For those of you who are paying attention, that is, we're in the category News 2B.
Yes, 2B.
Because we're not complicated enough already.
2B.
To be decided.
It's codenamed NX. It's a dedicated game system utilizing a brand new concept. We have no idea if it's a box or a handheld or really anything else.
Maybe they'll get into the phone market. This explains it all.
Well, what they should do, in my opinion,
phone market, like games that like you actually play just by talking and listening.
No,
you don't,
I mean,
you don't even actually see the game. It's all sound effects.
Like now, it's going to be Apple, Android, and Nintendo.
Here's what they need to do. They need to make one hybrid of their that's better than the Wii U, but of their console and portable. You need to be able to play this thing at home on the TV and be able to disconnect and take it on the go.
Yeah,
that's really.
I feel like that's one of the main things that I have against that, like the Wii U and the DS generation, because like Super Nintendo, you had the Super Game Boy. You could play your Game Boy games on there, and
right.
you could also play them.
Have that.
Pretty cool. N64 didn't have anything like that, but they did have the Pokemon thing where you could put them in and play, and that was pretty cool. And the GameCube had the advanced thing at the bottom where you could play advanced games, and also games like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which I only played once on the multiplayer. It's really fun. It's just stupid expensive because it's like here you have to get the game, and then everyone has to have their own Game Boy, and everyone has to have their own Game Boy connector thing. But if they could like make a Wii, like they didn't have a Wii to DS thing, and that makes sense why it'd be kind of difficult, but there's not a Wii U to like 3DS connection. There's some games that have like a little bit of crossplay, but the Vita, that's one of the big things that
it's only
interests me about the Vita and the PS4 is like you can do remote play, you can use it as a controller,
and that's really all it's got going for it now, other than indie games.
No, what about Persona Dancing All Night?
Oh,
gotta get that.
Did I ever tell you that I sold my Vita?
I think so.
Yeah, I got rid of that.
Poor
just
Vita.
because
no one saw that coming.
Ribbon pizza.
All I ever used it for anymore was a third controller for Towerfall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can just go buy a third controller and sell that thing for $250.
You should have gotten Tales of Hearts and
you could buy 2 controllers.
Groaned at how bad the translation is. Oh, it's not
Almost
awful.
sounds worth
it's
it.
not Sword Art Online's bad translation. I don't know what happened there.
Opinion.
Nah.
If this thing fails, are they still going to do consoles?
No, they'll just go back to cards.
I think, well, with the smartphone deal, I think that if this NX tanks worse than Wii U or does just as bad or anything like that, I think they might actually stop.
I mean, it depends on how much money they kind of really invest into it, like how hard they go at it. Is it something that they're completely serious about? Like, is that...
Well, yeah, I mean, they always talk about how they will and will forever be a hardware developer, but if your hardware isn't selling, you don't. You just don't do it anymore. And I think we both, all three of us know that if they put their game, if they quit making hardware and instead third party and went to Xbox and PlayStation with like Zelda and stuff,
that'd be weird.
It would be, but it would sell that they would be rolling in money.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about rolling in money.
It feels wrong to me.
It does, but at the same time, like so many more people would buy it because the Wii U is just, I mean, it's a failure.
I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a failure, but it's not. They're not.
It's a failure.
I mean, I guess I don't think they're making their money back. So
it's been out for like how many years now? 2, 3, something like that. And it's barely crossed 1 million units. It's a failure.
All right, fine. Michael Pachter. I mean, Bryan guy.
But how much money have they made with Amiibos, Bryan?
A lot. But
that's what counts.
Yeah. How much money?
How fast did the Golden Mario sell?
How much money are they gonna make when the Splatoon comes out?
Oh man,
Splatoon.
Well, I mean, their software,
it's that multiplayer Squid Game.
Oh god.
Their software sales are great, but their hardware sales are just horrible. Mm-hmm. I mean, the 3DS is doing better than the Wii U, but the Wii U's hardware sales are just. I mean, the thing is tanked. As much as and people who have one love it, and I want to get one because I know I'll love it,
and he loves it.
Yeah, and I know I'll love it when I eventually get one, but commercially the thing's a failure. Simple as that.
Nah, I don't think it's a failure. I mean, Smash just came out,
and Smash sold a lot to almost everyone that has a Wii U. Only problem is it can't sell more than 1 million copies because there's only 1 million Wii U's sold.
Nah.
Compared to Call of Duty, which is selling how much?
I don't know.
Stupid.
I see a lot
unnecessary amount.
I see a lot less support for like the Xbox One than I do for like the Nintendo Wii U.
Which is true when it comes to first party, yeah. But Xbox has third party support. which everybody's basically abandoned the Wii U on that. Ubisoft already said that Watch Dogs is their last game for it. So
did that ever come out?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Probably got delayed.
See, we don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when Mass Effect 3 came out for the Wii U?
Yeah, my friend Josh, played it on there, and he actually enjoyed it quite a bit.
I mean,
but not the first two.
Just Mass Effect 3.
It probably had the Mass Effect 2 when I bought it on PS3, and it had like a comic kind of thing that explained the story of one and let you make the choices and everything. I bet it's got something like that.
That was DLC for the Xbox.
Yeah, you had to actually buy it. It was like
if you didn't want to play Mass Effect 1, which I could see why you wouldn't, but like my friend tried to play, and I'm like, man, Mass Effect, it's really good. You should try it. And he's like, I really hate this first 2 hours.
Like, yeah. Once you get past the first 2 hours of gameplay, it's really fun. But those first 2 hours are so dragging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then I can't defend him because I was like, you should just play Mass Effect 2 and have a save file from that with all the decisions you want. And he's like, no, I'm still bored of it. I'm like, fine.
No, Space
adventures aren't for you.
2 is really, really good, and I stand by 3 being really, really good too.
No, I thought they were.
The ending sucked, yes, but the game as a whole was really good.
I liked the ending.
Yeah,
I didn't.
There's no how else could it have ended? Like realistically.
Well, my problem with the ending is that it's literally just the same thing except with a color change.
Nah.
And none of your choices factor into it. That's my problem with the ending.
Well, sure, but I feel like that's not the point. The whole last half of the game is the ending,
right?
And all those choices
that's what I'm saying.
Matter.
The game as a whole is fantastic.
Like all those choices of if you killed this guy or if you got all that data for the Geth or did stuff like that, that mattered. The last 5 minutes. Oh no, the color changed, but that wasn't the point. It was like if you would have gotten. I want to make a run almost to see how far you can get by killing as many important characters as you can in the first one, and then having as many of your squad mates die as possible in two, but still live, and then go through 3 and see just how fucked you are. Just basically, let's just
you just have 2 characters and no resources.
Oh no, Garrus died, or I think you can even have the choice to not recruit Garrus. At the start of Mass Effect 1, you just ignore it and brush past him, and then it's just I don't think in Mass Effect 2 he shows up again and he's like, hey, remember you wanted me for your squad and then you didn't take me, dick.
Now I'm a hard ass.
But that's a falsehood because no one would not take Garrus.
Oh no,
Garrus of bros.
Garrus is the best character in the
game. I even played as a femshep, and I'm like, instead of wanting one of these female people, I want Garrus.
Garrus is the best character in those games. By far. Okay, 2C.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, there's more Nintendo news.
I hate Nintendo right now.
They have this thing called Club Nintendo. Do you guys know what that is?
Yes.
It's
whole like Club Penguin, right?
It's more like a reward.
How many times even banned from Club Penguin?
It's more like it's a rewards program. Well, that got canceled, and they've got a successor now, which is also looking to finally be a true account system that will link. Because a big problem with Wii U and 3DS right now is if you buy your games digitally and get a new console, you can't do it on there because there's not an account system that you can transfer it with. So they're finally putting out a real, true account system. And all of this Nintendo news that we've talked about has led to their stocks going up by 32%. They skyrocketed.
Damn.
Yeah, Nintendo going mobile is a big thing.
Yeah. I guess.
Also, it's farther down the list, but I guess
we have very interested reaction in that. That is the thing.
This is farther down the list, but might as well say it now anyway. Their Amiibo figures have sold over 3.5 million.
Yep, I did ask that specifically earlier. Actually,
3.5 million.
I didn't.
That explains why you can't find over half of them.
15% of that is related just to the Gold Mario.
I feel I remember seeing something on V. I think there's a guy that buys Rosalina figures for the sole purpose of so other people can't buy Rosalina figures.
That doesn't surprise me.
Just to make other people angry. And it's I don't know I
don't support that.
No, I'm not going to say, but Nintendo still gets the money. And other people are anguished, but okay.
He's rich. Money clearly means nothing to him. I'm envious of that.
Some people.
God, I'm so hungry. I'm starving to death over here.
Number 3, Bryan is hungry.
Number 3.
It's actually 2D.
This is from the PlayStation blog. Uncharted 4 has been delayed to spring 2016. The game is much more ambitious than they originally envisioned, as stated by Naughty Dog.
I'm okay with that just because it's Naughty Dog and Uncharted, and I didn't really expect it to come out.
I'm okay with it because, because it was coming out originally this holiday season. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with it because there's already going to be enough stuff to play anyway, and delays are never bad.
Yeah. And it's Uncharted. Like, when have they... it's Naughty Dog. When have they ever done anything...
Yeah. I'm sure it was because of that, lukewarm response that they had when they... the first trailer came out, and they're like, oh, man, this is real engine stuff. And then, they showed it again somewhere else, and it looked awfully downgraded.
Mm-hmm. I think the game looks good. From the gameplay segment they showed, it looks really good. Mm-hmm. But like I said, a delay can do nothing but help them. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, unless it veers into Last Guardian territory.
Oh, shut your mouth. You just shut your mouth.
Now, please. Didn't you have something related to the Last Guardian?
Uncharted 4 featuring that one Griffin thing.
That's actually its name. It's cited in the credits.
The one Griffin thing. Okay,
voiced by LeVar Burton.
Number 4. Microsoft announced recently that Windows 10 will be a free upgrade for anyone using 7 and 8. Well, they announced just the other day that this even goes for those using pirated copies of 7 and 8.
Oh, never mind. No, my joke is gone.
That's fair because on one of my laptops, its hard drive died. This is a couple of years ago, and I think it was Windows 7, and I reinstalled it, or I got a new hard drive, and I reinstalled Windows, and then a month later it was like, hey, your thing's wrong, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
That's what's going on with me right now.
And so I had no options. That wasn't just just buy it again. I'm like, but I already own it, so I was just like, all right, fine. And then I did a thing that I'm not going to admit in a whole sentence. So if I still had that laptop and it didn't catch on fire, I'd be pretty happy.
Right. My desktop is having that same problem right now where occasionally I just get a pop-up saying, hey, you need to put in a key because my motherboard failed. So I had to switch it around, and my key won't work anymore. So I'm happy with this. Hopefully it won't bug me anymore is what I'm hoping for. But there's also one thing I read that's interesting is that apparently in China, 2/3 of their Windows computers are pirated copies.
Really?
So I think this is something targeted towards them to get them using the real thing instead. So that's neat. Number 5. This is from Polygon. Final Fantasy XIV's first expansion, Heaven's Ward, will have just as much content as the base game itself.
That's impressive.
That's something they always say about stuff.
Right. And I hope it's true because, I don't play it anymore, but I did play 14 when the Realm Reborn whole revision thing came out.
My brother was really down for it.
My friend wanted me to play the beta, and I'm like, MMOs aren't my thing.
Me and a couple friends got into the beta, and we're like, this is really good. So we dived into the game for a little while. Now, I fell out pretty quick because, I had other stuff to play. But when I played it was really fun, and there is a lot of stuff in that game. It is vast. There's a large amount of things, a large amount of classes, subclasses. It's ridiculous.
And there's got to be a reason that it succeeded, especially considering
it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And the way the action is, I like how it's kind of turn-based, but it's also really freeform, but not how WoW is still just you kind of just stand there and hit. It was very flashy. My brother was a Lancer or he used a spear.
Dragoon?
Dragoon, yeah. I couldn't remember.
Kane.
He just literally jumps around everywhere. It was kind of awesome.
Yeah, the game, it was fun. It was fun from what I played.
I'm surprised that it's one of the few subscribed people, or subscribed games that are still around.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of MMOs come out and they're like, we're going to be subscription based. And they're like, that's a really bad idea. No one's going to buy it. And
Elder Scrolls Online.
Sure enough, yeah. Now let's just buy to play Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. Granted, I probably won't do it because, like I said, I have other stuff to play other than MMOs. But that's a good thing they did it.
I tried Terra. It was really fun. It's very action oriented, and there's lollies.
Okay, number 6, Final Fantasy 11, the other MMO, is ending.
Well, I mean, I could only assume.
After 14 years, its final scenario, Rhapsodies of Vana'diel, will debut as 3 chapters in May, August, and November. PS2 and 360 support for the game will end in March of 2016. That game's been running on PS2.
I remember I don't
That's
think I bought
impressive
it
if you still develop the
just for
Right.
that, but I do remember that I bought a one of those network adapters for my PS2, and I was like, yeah, I could play Final Fantasy 11 if I wanted to. Why would I do that? I didn't really use that thing as much as I wanted to. I was able to download stuff for MGS3. It was like, you can now have a Santa skin for Snake.
I remember.
I was like,
I forgot about that stuff.
why?
I remember that. I never had one, so I can never do it. But Tony Hawk, some of the Pro Skater games were capable of online functionality.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one. I think it was either 3 or 4.
I played Battlefront 1 on there. It was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I was just like, nah, I'm a scrub, and I'm scared of multiplayer games.
Bots.
That's why I play Titanfall. and then I shoot the bots because attrition.
All right, number 7. This is from IGN UK. Respawn Entertainment has confirmed that they're working on the sequel to Titanfall, and it will be multi-platform.
I wonder where. Yeah, I'm not surprised in that. I wonder where they're gonna go with that though, because like I said, I was playing Titanfall, and they have a campaign in it, except
Right.
it sucks.
Yeah.
I'd hope at least for more
really awful.
detailed customization with the robots
Well,
themselves.
one thing
Yeah.
that interests me
That would
is
be
that
nice.
they never said the guy never said Titanfall 2. He just said the unnamed sequel to Titanfall.
I remember. Well, I was looking because I was trying to remember who Respawn Entertainment was, and I was like, that name sounds familiar. Did they do anything else? And it's just like, no, they were just the guys that came from Infinity Ward and
The
did
old Call of Duty guys.
And like on Wikipedia, their projects are Titanfall, Untitled non-Titanfall video game, and then Untitled Titanfall sequel. So it's like, well, they're getting a game that's not Titanfall, and we're getting a game that is Titanfall, and it's coming out for other stuff.
I just hope that we can tell that the game that isn't Titanfall isn't Titanfall.
I hope
Right.
so. I hope it's just called not Titanfall. That's where we draw the line on these things.
It's Titanfall, just a slightly different setting.
Yeah.
Like instead of machines, they're bears.
Right.
They ride
Excuse
bears.
me?
Or dinosaurs. It's like we're prehistoric.
It says it's the
to
box
make a
art for
dinosaur
Titanfall,
game.
except they just have an X over Titan and it says dinosaur. So it's Dinosaur Fall.
Dino Fall.
Calling him the T-Rex.
Man, this would be the perfect time.
That finally explains the end scene to Jurassic Park.
Dino Crisis would finally need a reboot. Man,
That's a game I really want to play.
I've never played any of them.
I
But,
really want to play those.
But yeah, Titanfall, it's good, and in a multiplayer sense, it's fun if you're the guy that really likes to play multiplayer. But like everything else is kind of meh. The world is interesting, but the campaign is just more matches. It's literally that. It's like, here's your campaign level. It's attrition.
This is what you're gonna do.
In this corner of your screen, there's some interesting stuff happening, and people are talking about your stuff, but you aren't focused on that because you're trying to play the game.
Right.
And regardless of if you win or not, it still just continues on, and it's just like, was I even important in this? I feel like I had nothing to do with it, and I wasn't there at all, and I was really sad. I'm really unhappy with that because I just like mech games. It's been forever.
Mechs are, it's about time that they became like something
Like
air quote big.
seamless first person.
No.
I mean, not seamless, but I mean the really solid flow between first person and mech combat.
Let me word
Yeah.
myself
Combat.
better.
But there
was
hasn't.
really nice
I mean,
in that.
Armored Core. It hasn't been since 5, and From Software now does Dark Souls nonstop because that makes money. I wish that the only reason that I would hope Bloodborne doesn't do well is so that they go, maybe we should try an Armored Core game again. But it's
That
probably
would
going
be
to sell
cool.
like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah. Bloodborne.
Maybe they'll do one anyway, Mitch.
Last time I
I
checked
just want to hope.
on
I've
Amazon,
never actually played Armored Core.
on Amazon, it was the 4th highest selling thing behind $20 PSN card, $50 PSN card, and another amount of PSN card.
There's a really good Japanese only surprise Gundam game that's a free to play like third person shooter, and I think it's like 3 versus 3 combat, and it looks really good, and it's free to play as long as you have a Japanese PSN account. and I actually have one of those because I signed up to get just random stuff, and I tried playing it. But unsurprisingly, all the servers are really laggy because they're coming from Japan. So it's just like, well, all right, this is a thing that I'm just going to have to do. And I can't really think of. I never got into Mech Warrior or Mech Assault. That's what everyone says is the quintessential, but I don't know. I'm very Titanfall. Like their mech sizes are perfect for Votoms, so I think that would be a good thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad that mechs are finally getting.
I'm glad that we're getting a sequel. I hope that they actually like care about some other stuff. That it's not just multiplayer only.
Right. No, I'm glad mech games are getting more attention than they have in the past, because there have been a lot of mech games throughout the years, but none of them have gotten as much attention as Titanfall.
And there haven't really been any recently, like before, like within the last little gap before Titanfall.
I mean
since
there's Armored
Front
Core,
Mission,
Gundam games are all over the place, but
not really so much over here. They're not really
right.
I love that. Like there are games that I learned that I'm like, I didn't know this was a thing. It's like, yeah, because it never came out here. Like, that's great. Super Robot Wars. Would have loved that.
All right, number 8. From IGN, Cities Skylines has sold 500,000 copies in a week, 250,000 of those being in the first 24 hours, making it Paradox Interactive's fastest-selling game ever.
Damn.
Can you say SimCity Replacer?
Nah.
SimCity Replacer?
Yes, you can.
I don't want to.
But you know it's true.
I mean, yeah, it's better than... Although I don't think that's... Is that... Paradox Interactive, they also make... Crusader Kings and Valiant Hearts, a lot of 4X games of like Conquest and stuff.
Right.
And so I find it interesting. Do you know if they're actually the guys that made it, or if
it's the publisher?
Okay, then.
Paradox is the publisher.
Man, they've got a lot of fingers in a lot of pies.
No, Paradox is the publisher.
Colossal Order.
But one thing that I haven't bought the game yet. I want to. It's on my Steam wish list. If anybody wants to buy it for me, please do. But
let me think about that now.
One thing that I think is really cool about it is how like community based it is, in the sense that it's really workshop based and there's a lot of creative tools used, so the community can make as much stuff for it as they want.
Oh, I remember this now. These guys also made a series of games called City is in Motion.
Yeah,
which was just about transport.
Yeah,
and getting bus routes and roads right.
I actually read an interview with them, and they said that a lot of the experience they got from making those went into City Skylines.
And if I remember correctly, like the person that I watched review it kind of, or like do a first impression thing, said this is fun, but I wish I kind of had like all the stuff to do instead of just put a bus stop here and see how the flow goes.
Right.
So they just said, why don't we just make a game? Probably.
Well, I mean, there's already a lot of mods out for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you ever play SimCity?
No,
I did. I did not buy into the hype because I'm scum. About like everyone's like, oh, SimCity, the new one, it's EA, so it's evil, and I was like, oh, I give it a chance. So I did, and it's all right. It's very fun for a while, but like you hit a wall of growth, and it's really hard to like gain any more without getting stuff around. It's like hard to plan your city out in that way, and I don't know if City Skylines would do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. From what I understand, like I said, it's got a huge modding community, and if there are barriers like that, like there's one where you can only buy you start out with one square plot of land, and as you expand, you can then buy more plots, and you hit a limit of how many plots you can buy. But there's a mod that completely unlocks that, so you can buy them all.
Right.
So.
I wonder how much you can, because obviously it's called City Skylines, so you want to make a big city. But I wonder if you could just make like a little rural town.
I don't know.
Going on.
That's a good question.
I don't know. It would be neat, but I've never. I've looked forward to playing it, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know.
Right. I don't know. Like I said, I want it. I just don't want it for $30.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was like $15 at some point, or it was something really cheap recently.
Yeah, I keep watching for sales on it. That's one thing I'm really looking for, because I'd like to buy it and try it out. So, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Number 9.
Star Wars Battlefront footage will debut in April. The game has been confirmed for PS4, Xbox One, and PC only, so no last-gen copy, and end of this year.
Is there a date in April, or just April?
It said a month.
Yeah.
It'll debut in a month.
I'm surprised that they're doing April because May 4th is Star Wars Day.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens.
I really want to see it just because seeing the gameplay footage will kind of either
help or hinder.
Yeah, it'll either confirm my suspicions that this is just Battlefield Front or say no, this is actually a Battlefront sequel.
Right. I mean, DICE is a good company. I played Battlefield 3 very extensively, along with Bad Company 1 and 2. All those are fantastic games. 4, while it did have its server issues, what I've played of it, it's still a very good game.
Has anyone tried Hardline? That just came out.
Yeah, Hardline's not bad.
I played the beta. My brother downloaded it.
Yeah, that's all I really played with.
My brother downloaded it, and it was fine. It wasn't as good to me as the other ones, but
I would say, was it like groundbreaking or was it?
No, it was nothing earth-shattering, but
that's the only thing that I'm worried about. It's just like, is this game going to be great or is it going to be just like?
I think it's going to be good no matter what.
It's Star Wars.
I just want them to go more Battlefront than Battlefield.
Yeah,
that's where I'm
at. I just want a third-person game. There's not a lot of those that are like multiplayer.
Right, Gears, but when was the last time one of those happened?
Judgment Day. Does anyone remember that? No, because they changed the controls. Who does that? The fourth game of your thing where you've got all the similar things and they're like, let's switch up the controls.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I think one of the bumpers is like throw grenade, and it's really awful.
Assassin's Creed 3. That did it.
It didn't do it entirely. It was like subtle changes.
And Unity's supposed to change it even more, isn't it?
I didn't play it because I don't play buggy games. That's why I play Deadly Premonition.
Number 10. From IGN, Drive Club's PlayStation Plus Edition, which was supposed to be a free version of the game for Plus members that will feature a small amount of basically like a glorified demo, except it's actually free instead of Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. It's being delayed due to server issues. It was supposed to come out with the regular game way back in fall of 2013.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would have been...
Also, I just read a little bit, apparently Evolution has had to lay off some people. And, yeah, layoffs at developer Evolution Studio to focus on Drive Club as a service. So, in other words, I don't think we're going to be seeing MotorStorm for a little while.
Oh, no.
Hey, MotorStorm
wasn't that a PC game?
I don't know. Not that I know of. I'm pretty sure MotorStorm is just PlayStation.
Oh. There was some...
there's like 3 of them.
Very old motocross game that I used to play as a kid. It was on the PC. It was like Motocross Madness 2 or something like that. And all I had was the demo. But if you like alt-tabbed out of it and then went back in, all the like ground textures became like multicolored and broken. It was great. It also had this mountain that if you tried to climb it, as soon as you got to the top in a certain part, it would literally, like a cannon would sound, and it would shoot you back, like towards the end. It was great because it was just, that was the way that they like said that it was like not an invisible wall. It was just like, bam, go, leave. You're not supposed to be here. And then you would fall.
I can respect that.
All right, number 11. For Friday the 13th, Mortal Kombat X developer revealed Jason Voorhees as a guest character. He'll be featured in the Combat Pack along with 2 classic characters, which they spelled... Actually, they said classic combatants, and they spelled both of those words with a K.
Of course.
That was, like, implied if you think otherwise.
And it'll also have another guest character that we don't know. But yeah, Jason Voorhees. Didn't they do Freddy for 9?
Yeah.
They had Freddy in 9, which was kind of a weird decision. Like it was made sense in a way that was like, okay, he's gory and this place is gory, but why suddenly? And it was very strange. And so this is also kind of weird.
Makes sense. Makes more sense than really. It doesn't really make sense, but
no,
I mean, Freddy in the last
You're
one,
just
so
like,
it kind of.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, fighting games, guest characters, that's really their thing they do now.
Yeah, I guess I can't complain. It was like, remember when Yoda and Vader showed up in Soul Calibur? God, that was like the worst. I'm like, really? This is
awesome.
Star Killer was pretty cool in it, though.
Yeah, it was
Star
weird
Killer was fun.
because that was the first game he appeared in.
Right.
He showed up before the Force Unleashed.
Looking a lot better than he did in the Force Unleashed.
Yeah, it's weird.
It was kind of like...
My friend bought that bought Soul Calibur 4 or rented it only because it had Star Wars characters, and I'm like, man, come on.
You know what that reminds me of? Like you said, Starkiller was in that. Before that, it was probably a promotion. Like, example, PlayStation All-Stars. Did it get Solid Snake? No, it got Raiden right before Metal Gear Rising came out, and New Dante right before the new
not
DMC
Uncle
came
Dante, out. Not Cool Dante. Man.
New Dante. Right before that one came out.
Has anyone played the Definitive Edition yet?
Does that mean... So what you're telling me is we might get a remake of the old school Friday the 13th game on modern consoles.
Oh my god.
Blue Jason might make a comeback.
Now that I think about it...
I hope that's like an alternate costume.
Yeah, I was about to say, I hope that's at least an alternate costume.
I know
it
there's
only
new,
usually happens in stuff like King of Fighters, though, where they change the color to new stuff, or Blaze Blue.
Well, no, I mean that's a logical costume choice for Jason. It'd either be that or Burlap Sack Jason.
But that's the thing. That's probably going to be like the second costume. But they don't have like color changes, which is kind of sad.
Now that you say that, I just remembered this. Back in January, somebody revealed that they're working on a Friday the 13th game. So that is something that's happening.
I did hear about a Kickstarter project that was it was going to be a 5-person multiplayer game, and it was going to be sort of like Evolve, except there was going to be a house that randomly changes, and it's someone spawns as a killer, and then
asymmetrical multiplayer game that lets players choose between Jason or the survivors. Targeting October, has not been announced. The studio,
like the kids have to run around and hide and arm themselves and set traps, and then the guy that's the killer floats around as a ball. And
I never thought of it as a like multiplayer game, but yeah, there's not a lot of games where you're maybe like Manhunt, but where you're being the sneaky villain guy and then killing people. There's a bunch of games for the PS3 and maybe 4 called Deception, where you lay out traps and like you can't really fight well on your own, so you have to like set up these spots and people will go and hopefully they'll like chain into other things. Like a spring trap will hit them into a spike that's like rotating on a wheel that hits them for another thing. There's like a dumb
what game
video.
Did you say that was called?
Deception. I believe Deception 4 is the latest one that came out. It's got like
heard of that,
it's like very anime-esque. Yeah, something like that. I never thought of it in a multiplayer way, but
that would be cool because then that's the ultimate challenge. Then we'll be playing with players.
The only other game I can really think of, honestly, is Sneak King.
Sneak.
Oh
Do you remember that?
the Burger King game.
Do you remember the Burger King games? They were
Oh man, Sneak King.
That was the thing. You would like sneak up on people and like stalk them and wait for the right moment to present them with the burger.
It's like Hitman but PG.
I forgot about those.
Yeah,
I wanted those so bad as a kid
because they were easy.
My friend Justin had Sneak King
because they were so easy for achievements.
Oh man,
just like man.
Oh, that brings back memories.
Okay. The fact that they actually made video games that you can buy at Slackers.
That's not really a big, like, a new thing. Remember the Spot for SNES?
Yes, I actually...
Spot was on Sega, too. It was for
YouTube
7-Up.
channel
yeah.
podcast that I follow.
Didn't the California Raisins have a, like, game?
I follow... Kind of Funny on YouTube. I watch their stuff. They did a Let's Play.
No, you're plugging other channels.
Yeah,
now they'll stop us and watch them and go, these guys are so much more knowledgeable.
Hey, they did a Let's Play of the Spot game, the 7-Up cool Spot.
I enjoyed it. I thought Spot was cool back in the day.
I mean, there's also Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man was a game.
I don't remember Pepsi Man.
I believe he was Japanese only, but he was this guy who looks like a superhero.
I'm really upset that it was Japanese only. I mean, it's no Sega to Sanshiro, but...
yeah. That guy's still alive.
Sega to Sanshiro. I actually named my Xenoverse character Sanshiro.
Kamen Rider 1, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I was only released in...
That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, it's Hiroshi Fujioka or something like that. I know how to type words. That guy.
Yeah.
He's Kamen Rider 1. He's also Sega to Sanshiro.
All right, number 12.
It's beautiful.
This is from Video Gamer. Square Enix CEO Yosuke Matsuda has teased that the company has plans to announce a new console JRPG later this year. Exciting. It's expected to be shown at E3 alongside Square's already big catalog that includes Rise of the Tomb Raider, Just Cause 3, Final Fantasy 15, and expected announcements of a new Hitman and Deus Ex.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, but JRPG, that's not Final Fantasy. Could it be Dragon Quest?
Potentially.
Could it be...
Dragon Quest has gone on to the DS and mobile stuff.
Yeah, there hasn't really been a console Dragon Quest since
Dragon Quest Heroes.
What was the one on PlayStation 2?
8.
8. Yeah,
it was really good.
That's the one that got big.
That's the one that's actually on Android, which I think is funny.
What else is
it's
there?
like 1, 3, 4, 8.
I don't know why I'm having a brain fart right now. What other JRPGs do they have?
I mean,
Chrono Trigger, was that them?
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger was great.
Yeah, that's
a modern Chrono Trigger would be good because it was Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Nice.
What else was there?
Everybody loves that game. Square Enix has a lot of JRPG stuff. Just
it
like
could very well
The World Ends With You.
Yeah, it could be a new IP though. I don't know, but they've explicitly stated it's going to be like a big console JRPG.
That's exciting.
Not necessarily something that we know already, but it's going to be like a big budget one.
Final Fantasy 13-4. Lightning returns again.
Final Fantasy.
Lightning never died. All games are lightning. DLC packs to put lightning in every
died
single
at the
game.
end?
Final Fantasy 13 half, the prequel. That'd be interesting.
I give up.
All right, number 13.
They actually give you Final Fantasy 7 with lightning instead of cloud.
I don't want to play games anymore now.
Number 13.
The entire game except lightning.
This is the last bit of news. Sony has filed its 3rd trademark for The Last Guardian.
I wish I could throw down my headphones into Defiance and storm out the room and properly capture that.
Man, just release the game.
You gotta believe.
But this actually.
How many years? How are they gonna wait for the patent to expire again? Is this just a giant inside joke for Sony?
I don't know. But this actually brings up a point to me.
CBS.
Bloodborne comes out Tuesday, right?
Uh-huh.
Uncharted just got delayed to 2016. What first-party games do they have between now and then to release this holiday? Nothing. So you know what can come out this holiday? Boom, Last Guardian.
Duke Nuke. Oh,
it's happening.
It's actually been done this whole time.
Maybe not necessarily done, but
Diddy Kong
close.
Racing.
That, or I mean, they've got a slew of first-party studios working on something. They're going to something's going to be shown at E3 that's going to be released later this year. Yeah. There's no way they're going to go a whole holiday season without releasing something. You know, I mean, there's just no way. I can't see that happening. Like I said, Bloodborne is the last official thing until Uncharted that we know of. So that's a whole year of nothing.
Nah, I'm sure they'll come up with something like Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, Sony Bend could show something. I'm really interested to see this RPG that Guerrilla, the Killzone guys, are working on.
They're making an RPG.
A Western RPG.
Really? Western RPG?
A big open world Western RPG.
Okay.
And it's supposed to feature robo dinosaurs and just it's like
my
some concept art.
My interest is slightly less peaked, but I'm still
concept
interested.
here.
It's like a half chub.
Yeah. You two discuss among yourselves while I try and find this.
Maybe they'll make another Hyper Dimension Neptunia. That's a game.
I just want a sequel to Time Splitters.
Everyone wants to see Time Splitters. I never got into it.
Just that boss battle whenever you're fighting the things and it's just I don't know what to do, and then a time portal opens up and then you just you hop through and he's just the password's banana, and you're just okay, and so you enter banana, and then moments later a portal opens up and you jump through and you just look at the guy and tell him the password's banana, and he's okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that this came, or I saw
this actually looks kind of badass.
That's what I'm saying.
It looks
like Destiny, but on Wild. Ooh, not Destiny, because that's I don't know. This looks cool.
It looks very neat, and I hope that's what they're actually
bringing. It looks sort of like Warhammer, but in the future, but also in the past.
The only issue is it's concept art, and concept art always looks amazing.
Which is true.
It's just man.
That's
some
true.
Of the concept art for Devil May Cry 4,
if we can get
all the arms and stuff, I'm man.
If we can get something really cool. like that will be awesome.
Yeah. Although I don't know, speaking of dinosaur lasers, I tried playing Far Cry 3 Blood
Dragon. Oh
I
man,
I couldn't get into it.
Oh, Blood Dragon.
Something about it was just meh to me.
You couldn't get into Blood Dragon.
Dragon, and I'm the 80s
Blood Dragon
guy,
is amazing.
Blood Dragon is one hell of a beast.
You punch things to death.
I don't know. It was just something about it that I was just kind of very blasé to it.
All right, well, that's all the news I have. So that's neat.
Yeah.
But
are there any games coming out?
Bloodborne next week.
Oh yeah. Are there any games coming out that are less important?
Not that I know of.
Do we have any important thing?
I do.
Duke Nukem Forever is 67% off. It's on my wish list.
If you hold on,
right at the bottom.
Deals of the week.
I actually just learned that Good Old Games, they released a lot of. They've been releasing a lot of LucasArts games old ones because they're good, and old games, jokes. Recently, they just added. I'm fucking excited. Outlaws, finally, it's on there. It's right there. I'm gonna buy it about that in like 10 minutes.
Well,
also Loom. If you've not played Loom, I would seriously suggest it. It's one of the best LucasArts games, and probably one of the a great point-and-click adventure game. I've never played Zack McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders. It was on the disc that also came with like Maniac Mansion and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Monkey Island, but I don't think it ever worked.
Right. Okay, so segueing from your Duke Nukem Forever, we have Deals of the Week, where we discuss any good game deals we can find. And just kick it off, Steam is holding a weekend sale for 2K's 10th anniversary. Up to 80% off the entire 2K catalog, including a huge bundle. $50 gets you Borderlands 1 and 2, nice. Civilization 3 through 5, XCOM, Enemy Unknown and Declassified, all 3 BioShock games, The Darkness 2, Spec Ops, Mafia 2, a load of just random Sid Meier games, and Duke Nukem Forever.
Good old Duke Nukem.
The greatest gem of that collection, Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh,
the game where you can pick up, whip, and throw it. And it's next gen.
And it looks like the season pass for Titanfall is still $0. So if you want to, even if you want to pick that up and not buy the game, I think you can do that.
And just wait.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Because, you'd have to install Origin, which is
I already have it.
But,
my brother did it to get the hardline beta, so.
Right.
But, yeah, I'll do that. That's so it's completely free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And I think it was just maps and stuff. I don't think there's any new weapons. There might be challenges and stuff, but most of the maps are pretty good. But at the same time, I'm coming in, only have played the beta, and all of the maps are new to me. So it's just this is a DLC map. I can't tell.
On this 2K thing that I was talking about, I highly recommend buying that bundle because Borderlands 1 is fantastic. Borderlands 2 is good. Civilization, I haven't played 3, but 4 and 5 are fantastic.
I would caution on the Borderlands just because if you don't have friends to play it with,
that's true.
It can get monotonous.
Yeah.
It'll just, I dredged through that game to get to the end because I was like, I don't have no one's going to play because we're all going to do the same thing of, no, I'm under-leveled now. But then I played it, I'm like, man, this is not very fun.
Yeah. XCOM, I've never played it, but my friend Josh
XCOM's a lot of fun, but it's very frustrating.
BioShock 1's probably one of, if not the best game from last gen.
One of my favorite franchises from last.
Yeah.
I can't
and
talk.
Two I didn't play BioShock 2. People seem to it's a love or hate thing.
Yeah, 2's good.
BioShock 2 is as far as a sequel to BioShock 1, it's really good, but in the scope of the BioShock universe is irrelevant. But it is still a really good game that expanded on everything that made BioShock 1.
Infinite is also very good.
Infinite is phenomenal.
Darkness 2, I've never played it, but I played the first one.
Darkness wasn't bad.
I played the first one. That was fun.
First one.
Yeah, it was good.
Great.
Spec Ops, haven't played it. 1, 2, it's supposed to be really good.
Spec Ops is great, and you should, or it's not the be-all, end-all of games and stuff, but definitely don't go in with looking anything up. Just play the game. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Mafia 2, never played it.
I've heard
Mafia 2 wasn't bad.
Everyone says it's either it's the most comfy game. That's what they say because of the winter time.
The greatest game ever created, Duke Nukem Forever. And like I said, a load of Sid Meier games, which includes Pirates, which I spent a lot of time with.
I remember people talking about Pirates.
Pirates is good.
And for a guy that loves Monkey Island and grew up on it, I didn't play it.
Pirates is fantastic. Also, GMG, that's Green Man Gaming, they have Steam keys, is having a Rockstar game sale up to 83% off. I noticed a Grand Theft Auto bundle, a bundle that was Rockstar games other than Grand Theft Auto, so it had Bully and Max Payne and LA Noire and stuff like that, and a Max Payne bundle, so that's worth checking out.
Yeah, I have never gotten Max Payne 1 to work on my PC right. There's always been sound bugs.
So you've never played it?
But I remember playing it on a console. The
PS1?
first one was the Max Payne 1 was on Xbox or something.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
there was a.
I remember it as a PS1 game. I think.
I think you're entirely wrong.
Wait, what are you saying?
Was it a PS2 game then?
Yeah,
maybe.
Max Payne 1 was on PS2.
Okay, you saying it was on PS1.
No,
I'm like,
PS2.
that makes it. I could
mean,
see
they
it in my dumb
previewed
head.
it in like Next Gen magazine and stuff like that, but it didn't come out until PS2.
I can kind of like see a shitty Max Payne 1 on the PS1 in my head, of just like the wall texture constantly switching and him looking like a guy from Resident Evil. Just like, yeah, it's there, but it's not. It's not anything like.
Also at Target between the 22nd and the 28th, you can get Assassin's Creed Unity for $20. I might actually buy it for that because it's supposed to be relatively fixed now, and $20 is a good price point.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I don't know. It's Ubisoft is going to have to do a lot of good gracing to get back into stuff, which they've done a lot of stuff like
Far Cry 4 has gone over pretty good for the most part.
People who bought the Season Pass. I still haven't played it just because I've been kind of iffy on it. Because it seems like it's the exact same thing.
My only complaint with it is that Far Cry 3 had a very good build up at the beginning to set you up for the game. Far Cry 4, you have 5 minutes max of setup, and then they just throw everything at you. It's kind of like Shadow of Mordor in that sense, where everything is just tossed at you. Do it. There's no story build up or anything. It's just oh hey, you're that guy. You're the bad guy. Good guys saved me. I'm going to work for them now, even though I don't know anything about this conflict. I'm just going to listen to whoever tells me what to do. That's pretty much what the story seems like to me so far.
Okay.
On Amazon for PS4 and Xbox One, Metro Redux is $20 right now. So I played a little bit of Last Light. I enjoyed it.
I liked Metro 2033 until the part that I accidentally... because the currency is bullets,
right?
Special bullets, and it's really that's a neat thing. It's and one time I accidentally switched my rifle out with the with those bullets, and it was a weird defense part where I had to do that, and I'm like, yeah, where did all my money go? And then I just stopped playing.
Did you ever run out of ammo and then kind of have to do that?
No, I did. Because I was playing on a controller and you hold X and then you switch to that, and I'm like, I didn't know that happened.
My friend is playing through 2033 right now, and he said he's really enjoying it. It's just really hard.
Yeah, especially the sneaking missions are very unforgiving.
That's where he's at.
Yeah, the stealth is kind of iffy.
Last deal, and the one I will recommend to anybody and everybody no matter what. South Park: The Stick of Truth is $5 on PSN for PS3 right now. That is one of the best games of 2014.
I don't know if I'd buy it on PS3, but...
I played it on PC, but I'm sure it's just fine on PS3. It's so good.
I don't want to dust out my PS3.
Which is true, but
last thing I
do you have your PS3 running?
Yeah, it's downstairs. I mean, I'd probably
buy it.
Yeah,
buy it now. It is so good.
Or else.
I mean, I feel like I'd probably just rent it though because I wouldn't really I feel like I'd beat it in a couple days.
It is $5 for one of the funniest games I've ever played.
$1 at some places for
and just
5 days.
It's so good. You just need to play it.
Although it is an RPG, so it's that is some serious time sink.
Yeah, but it wasn't that long though. It was probably 20 hours.
Yeah, I figured probably no more than 40.
It was probably 20 max, I think, around that.
Which I'm gonna go on and say I was at Slackers the other day looking for old games to browse through just because I'm bored and wanted something to occupy my time. And I was in the Sega collection. And
That's why I play video games.
I was looking at a game. I don't know. It was some dungeon expanse. You had an army. It boldly stated on the back 375 plus hours of gameplay.
All right.
For a Sega Genesis game. What happened?
I mean, Disgaea, old strategy games, there's tons of grinding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you like Tactics Ogre, you'd probably enjoy Disgaea. It's very...
I mean, I like RTS games like that.
It's grid-based strategy.
I mean, I like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
I love Fire Emblem's
I like Disgaea, but it was so much grinding that I was kind of I don't know if I'm doing this right or if I just really suck at the game because I need to grind. But I don't know. It's beyond me.
I beat South Park: The Stick of Truth in 10 hours.
I like you looked that up.
But did you do anything did you do a lot of side quests or did you just kind of go through the main story?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, if I got something, I did it.
I mean, yeah.
There were some side quests I skipped, mostly because there was a lot of fetch quests and I couldn't find what I was supposed to fetch.
And it feels like there's a lot of, if you are a South Park fan,
there's so many references.
You would probably enjoy that a lot more.
The only question is, were you Facebook friends with Al Gore?
Yes.
All right, good.
Because then I had to delete him
I don't know if you know about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a big side quest, and he dresses up as Man Bear Pig, and it's just that was a fun one. That was good.
I think they do. That's the thing, but I probably have against Far Cry Blood Dragon is that they do like game parody stuff right. In Blood Dragon, the tutorial tells you it's like, man, an annoying tutorial. That really sucks. And you're like, I get it. You're making fun. But then they have a really annoying tutorial. And it's like, if you're making fun of it, why do you include it?
Yeah, wasn't the
That's
tutorial
stupid.
like your buddy
No, it
jokingly
was this AI telling you, like, as if you're a child. It was like, press A to jump.
Right, but isn't your character like going through this tutorial because his buddy like hit the button on it or something, and he's like, "You jackass."
I don't remember that.
I think that's how it happened. All right, that's all I got. That's it for deals.
All right. Most important news. Where are we eating?
That is a good question. You guys want to go somewhere to eat? Let's go somewhere to eat. Also, I don't know if next episode we'll have Bloodborne impressions because we're probably going to record on Tuesday.
I don't know if next episode we'll have Aaron.
Aaron died.
Rip in peace. Rip in pizza, Aaron. I'm gonna have to make a new thing. We're just gonna CPU him right now.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, Bloodborne. I plan on getting it Tuesday. I can't do it until we're done with all our meetings and stuff, though. So, but I'm very, very excited. It's gonna be fun.
I'm kind of meh.
But yeah,
I'm jealous.
I want to see the shitstorm happen.
You better bring it.
The thing is, it's not. There's no winning for it. Either it's going to be good and everyone's going to say, finally, people aren't going to stop talking about how great it is, which sounds like I'm being a little bitter. But or that's going to be bad and everyone's going to say, haha, Sony, you idiots. It's just.
We'll see. I think it's going to be fun.
I feel like with a game like that though, if it's bad, then everyone is going to be like, it's only bad because you can't play it, ha ha. Because that's kind of like what people say about
shit
this
posting is never going to stop.
All right. Well, this has been For One Reason or Another.
I hope so.
I'm Bryan. You can follow me on Twitter at McBryBry.
I've been Randy, and you can follow me at Randy, I guess. I think that's what my Twitter is.
You can check my SoundCloud at a Maelstrom tier, like a tier list.
You can
Because
follow him
my
on Twitter
SoundCloud
at that
is
too.
important. No, I don't. I think it's terror, or I don't know. Change it to be
Also
annoying.
follow the podcast on Twitter. We are FOROA
Foroa
podcast.
Podcast.
And like us on Facebook at For One Reason or Another.
Probably
Subscribe to
staring
us.
at our dumb faces right now, and we are
Make
too
sure
proud by
to like, subscribe, all that jazz.
that. Like,
to our
comment,
YouTube channel.
subscribe. You are playing Bloodborne in 2014. Wait.
And
do it or you
also
will die.
leave us let us know what you guys think, if there's anything you think we should improve on, or we're all about the listeners and hearing what they want to say. So.
More importantly, we
All
just want to
three of you.
confirm that you exist.
Yes,
That's you.
that's mostly
I
what
miss
it's for.
you, guy that doesn't exist.
So
I need a straw man to, yell at people.
also we're also on SoundCloud now for people who want to just like pull up the audio and lock their phone and put it in their pocket.
on maelstromtier.com.
Yeah, we're there too For One Reason or Another. But yeah, that's about it.
All right.
Goodbye.
Later days.
Goodbye, friends.
Food.